Hello, and we're here for a small guide on the enhancements area of the game. So here, item enhancement is something you're going to be doing to increase the damage of your weapon, and as far as I know, currently you can only use other weapons. So we're going to be putting in some weapons here because I've already limit broken my 200 machine guns, and I'm just going to be upgrading it. Now, there is a difference in weapons as well. So when you go to enhance them, it's obviously just going to do damage on them. But if you want to increase it, like the max levels, you're going to have to do limit breaking. As you can see, I've already maxed them out because I've already done them. You only have to limit break once, as far as I know. And when you limit break them, it also opens up another augment slot. So as you can see, Shivia machine gun should have 2 augment slots. Because I limit broke it, you have 3 augment slots. So this is very useful. And just to show you what you need, for Prim, you need Monotite, but for Svea, which is the next tier of weapon, you need Dualite. So keep that in mind. And you need 20 of them for Dualite, so it gets pretty expensive at that point. Now, Unlocking Potential. This is going to be your first big damage boost. For Svea weapons, you get all down resistances plus 10 and 18% potency. Potency has to do with damage increase, so you're going to get an immediate 18%, and that is huge. Your damage is going to skyrocket. For Prim weapons, you get the same potency, but instead of having that all down resistances, which I'm not exactly sure what it is, you instead get a 20% chance to not consume your rest assign. That can be good in terms of battles where you don't have rest assign near you, but you are losing out on that 10% bonus. Now that, I assume, would be like resistance to any debuffs or stuff like that, which is also really good. But it depends what kind of player you are, because Prim is a 1-star weapon and Svea is a 2-star weapon. Obviously, 2-star weapon is going to do more damage. It's not going to have that 20% chance of assign not being used, but it's going to have that extra damage just on the weapon itself. So it's up to you what you want to use. You can have a Prim as your secondary weapon if you want to heal. Swap to it, use the sign, and then you have a 20% chance to not use it, and then swap back to your main weapon, and you'll be good. Just keep that in mind. Going into multi-weapon, now this is something I've already done, but specifically what it does is you select your main weapon that you're going to be using, and you combine it with another weapon. So in this case, I used the Svea machine guns, and I've combined it with the melee version of the Svea. So what this specifically does is it allows you specifically to use your gunner attacks and PAs, and use your wand attacks and PAs and techniques. Now keep in mind, as a multi-weapon, you're not going to be able to use your PAs for your other weapon if you don't have the class. So as you can see here, I've actually swapped to Gunner Fighter instead of being Tech or Gunner. So now I can't use the techs, nor can I use the PAs of the weapon that I assigned it to. You can still use this weapon as just guns. The only class you need to use these weapons, depending on what your main multi-weapon is going to be, as you can see here, Gunner. Now, I've just swapped off my main class, Gunner, to Techer. So because I don't have Gunner, I should be able to equip this. Yeah. So because the main weapon I used for this weapon set is the machine guns, I need Gunner to equip it. Now let's say I use a wand and attach it to a hunter weapon. The wand is going to be the main weapon, so I'm going to need Techer as a main or a sub class to be able to use it. Keep that in mind. So you want to make sure you grab a weapon that you're going to be using the most and have it with sub weapons. And finally, we're going to be talking about the augments. Now, this is where it gets pretty easy, honestly, compared to the last one in PSO2. So as you can see here, you have stamina 1, and you have a 10% success rate on the side. Now, because I only have 1, I'm not going to use this as an example, but instead we're going to go to Spirit, where I have 21 of them. Now, the max you can use on one weapon is 10. And you're asking me why can you use 10? So let me just increase this up to 5. As you can see on the right, Spirit 1 has a 10% success rate. So if I hit confirm with 5, it's going to have a 50% success rate. And because I already have precision 1 on there, it's going to be 100% when I try and add more stuff. So the max you can put in is always going to be 10. You can never go above that. Now, it's not because of the success rate, but instead, it's because you just can only have 10, and there's a good reason for that. So if we go look for one that doesn't have, here it is, 110%. I have 23 of these. So if I just raise this up to 10, I'll have 90%. And I should raise it up one more, right? No. The reason why they're doing this is because you don't have a 100% chance to get everything. Because you can see here, this gives you 2% melee potency, which is really good. And the same can be said for these lower, rarer ones, the Dreadkeepers, which are from veteran enemies, which are like mini bosses around the world, which you can get them from. Now, these are really good. So when the game actually comes out, I suggest you guys farm the world bosses as much as possible, the veteran ones specifically, because these drops will help you big time in the beginning. Make sure you get these for your units and weapons as well. So as you can see here, 8%, I have 4 of these, I put 4 of them in there, I'm going to have a 32% chance. Easy as that. And Precision 1 is going to have 100% chance because I already have it on there, so I've already done it. Now, what I assume is going to be the case with these is when you put them on there, so let's say I used 50% for Precision 1, I'm not exactly sure if it'll automatically go to the 10 boosted stat. So let's say Precision 1 has a 10% chance, and when you put 10 in, it's a 100% chance. So if I were to put in Dreadkeeper at 10, I would have 80% chance. So I haven't tested this yet, but would that mean if I were to augment it again, it would have an 80% chance to succeed or 20% chance to fail? Or would it be immediately 100% chance? Not exactly sure, but haven't gotten to that point yet, so there's a lot of information I do not know. And it's just very simple, honestly. This augmenting is a lot more simpler than the other one. We'll have to see how it goes down the rabbit hole in terms of getting the special augments, if there is any that's to come, or if it's just grinding out these one strong augments like this. Now, I like the grinding aspects. I will miss the tedious augmenting of the original PSO2, but it is going to be interesting how they go with this. And that's all for enhancing. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, with these guide videos, I'm not going to have all the information fully kind of said. So if you have any extra information on these specific topics, please post them in the comments and let other people know about it. Anything I've missed out.